Join us in watching ABC's home show coverage of Habitat for Humanity housing project in Tijuana, Mexico, with former President Jimmy Carter.
Home show reporter Maggie Cooper is just back from Tijuana, Mexico, where a very exciting building project is underway. She looks fit and fine.
Yeah, I was out there building it, a little sun. That's right.
This is a wonderful project. Explain a little bit about it.
Well, if you've ever wanted to volunteer for something where you really see the product of what your volunteer labor can do, this is it. This is the 7th annual Jimmy Carter Work Project for Habitat for Humanity. And they're building 100 homes in Tijuana and 7 in San Diego. They're very low income housing. And it's phenomenal what's going on down there.
What kind of materials did you use?
Well, let me show you. Believe it or not, this is polystyrene, and it's the same, the same stuff that you get these little containers are made out of. This polystyrene is covered with a wire mesh, and then on either side, these become the walls, and then on either side, cement is covered on either side, so that becomes the walls of the house.
So fairly, really sturdy.
They are actually very sturdy. Absolutely.
Huh?
Well, the construction process is as amazing as the goodwill and the hope for the future that I witnessed in Tijuana. In this part of northern Mexico near Tijuana, poverty has become a way of life. Tiny shacks mark the arid landscape where an abandoned truck can serve as a home for an entire family. Here, providing the day's meal is a family's prime concern.
Well, we need to come in here about 2 inches.
It's here that former President Jimmy Carter and former First Lady Rosalind Carter have come with an army of volunteers to build 100 new low-cost homes.
It's a step in the right direction, and also it's a kind of an inspirational idea that can help to solve the world's housing needs. You plant a seed, and you hope it grows.
With modern technology that employs lightweight polystyrene and wire mesh walls, the new community is literally rising out of the desert.
We are trying out a new building technique here that we believe will have far-reaching benefits for communities around the world that don't have high-quality clay from which you can make bricks and Spanish tile, and don't have trees from which you can get lumber. But with this building technique, these panels are very light. Even the biggest panels, my wife and I have been carrying around without any problem.
The plastic foam slabs, which are produced and cut right here in Tijuana, serve as insulation and give form to the wall sections. This inexpensive but sturdy design was first used in Sweden. The strength comes from the wire mesh covering and how it's tied together and braced to the concrete foundation and the roof beams. All the wall surfaces are then plastered and painted. The finished result is a traditional-looking house that will last for generations to come. Much of the work is done by volunteers who come from around the world to help those in need. Where are you from?
I'm from Wayland, Iowa.
I'm from Greenville, South Carolina.
I'm from Acton, Massachusetts.
From Aschaffenburg, West Germany. Right now I'm working with a Mexican guy. He doesn't speak any English, I don't speak any Spanish, but we put on a roof together, and it's terrific to see a house working, a house raising up, with all different kinds of people all over the world.
I'm so glad to be here, and I will never forget about this experience.
The volunteers live in a tent city under Spartan conditions that reflect the underprivileged lifestyle of the nearby village. When these houses are completed, they'll be about 500 square feet. Now, that may not sound very large, but for most of the families who'll be living in them, that's more space than they've ever had. Marco Ruiz and 5 members of his family now live in this cramped 10-foot by 10-foot shack. There's no running water, no permanent doors, and the floor is dirt. They're one of the lucky families that will get one of the new Habitat International homes. The Ruiz family and all the selected Mexican families must work 500 hours alongside the volunteers on the new houses. It's called sweat equity. Each family then has as long as 25 years to pay back the no-interest mortgage, which in Mexico will amount to about $1,700.
Adan, like Adam.
The Carters got to meet the family who will own the house they helped build. How does that make you feel, the interaction with someone that you know you're changing their life?
Well, that's the most gratifying thing about Habitat,
It's not only, as you say, helping someone, it's working side by side with them and learning about them and their families, about their needs and their ambitions, their achievements.
It's not hard to measure the success of this project. You can read it in the faces of the children, who will soon move into the first adequate homes they've ever had. ¿Feliz ustedes para vivir en esta casa? Sí. Yeah, look how happy she is. She's so happy about her new house. This is great. Yeah.
That is great stuff.
Well, you know, this is only one of the projects that Habitat for Humanity has. They're also building houses in the United States. They're building 50 in South Carolina, some more in Seattle, and next year in Miami, there'll be another Jimmy Carter Works project.
So really, it seems like the volunteers were getting a lot out of it, besides, obviously, the recipients of the housing.
Oh, absolutely.
How were they picked?
Yeah.
Well, the families were picked on basis of need. There were 100 homes in Tijuana, 160 families applied, so it was the most needy families, really, were the ones.
And if you wanted to volunteer for something wonderful like this?
Absolutely. If you want to volunteer, if you want to take part in Habitat for Humanity, the number is 1-800-HABITAT. And remember, the phones are being manned by volunteers, so if the lines are busy, please keep trying. And if you want to get involved in any other kind of volunteer work, you can look in the phone book under the white pages under volunteer.
Thank you, Maggie, very, very much.
Thank you.